When I was young, work to me meant freedom. It meant leaving the small town I grew up in and exploring a world I was yearning to see. My first job, working night shifts, 10 p.m. till 3 a.m., enabled me to buy a one-way ticket to the other side of the world when I was 18 and live in 3 different countries, reliant upon nobody. Work allowed me to buy my first car, sign my first lease, make a group of best. It gave me the confidence to be the first person. If I had some money in the bank, I could speak my mind more freely, and being good at what I did, I could negotiate my way into places I'd only dreamed of. I worked my way up, from the bar floor to the office, from changing beer kegs to doing the banking and then the bookkeeping, from answering the phone, working as a PA, to being the boss. And then finally, on stage here tonight. When I started my first job, I was young, ambitious, determined, and I was desperate for someone else to see my worth. And it is these qualities that I find in every single one of the young women from refugee backgrounds who we work with at the Beautiful Bunch. But whilst these qualities are similar, the barriers are not. Young women from refugee backgrounds face some of the most significant challenges to finding employment, in some cases more than any other group of people in this country. Some of those barriers include a lack of understanding of the Australian job market, how the system actually works and how to navigate it effectively, a lack of communication and English language skills too, because less than perfect English is a huge barrier to finding work here. And there's not having any, excuse me, then there's not having any professional networks, what's often termed as bridging social capital, which is connections to those from dissimilar backgrounds, and they are crucial to starting a meaningful career. There's also a lack of confidence. A large number of young women from refugee backgrounds simply do not have the confidence and skills of self-promotion needed to attend job interviews and secure employment. And finally, discrimination and racism. And that is visible cultural and religious differences can be a real impediment to securing a job. Widespread studies have shown that in many cases, having a Middle Eastern or African sounding name limits the job applicant's chances of even being asked for an interview. Facing these barriers, finding a job in Australia can feel, to some, like an impossible goal. My parents always taught me that if you work hard and be kind to people, you'll get far in life. Now that proved to be true for me, but it is just simply not true for everyone. We might have a position for you, but the client doesn't want you to wear your headscarf. We were actually looking for a man for this role. How would you work here and also look after your children? We aren't sure you'd be a good cultural fit. These are comments that some of our trainees actively looking for work whilst training with us have been subjected to this past month alone. And so what we do at the Beautiful Bunch is provide a safe, welcoming work environment, a place where young women are supported to gain the skills, self-confidence, and social and professional networks that they need to succeed. We focus on floristry skills training, building their botanical knowledge, and encouraging their creativity. We also focus on computer literacy, customer service, and basic business administration. We know that new digital and technology skills, as well as soft skills like creativity, collaboration, emotional intelligence, are going to be key to succeed in the future workplace. And how do we do this? Well, through the universal language of flowers. 5 days a week, one of us, usually me, begins the day at 3 a.m. at Melbourne's Flower Market. We purchase the freshest, most beautiful flowers we can find. We fill our van, and then we take these back to a small, light-filled studio behind an old church in Fitzroy, where our team, a group of young women from all over the world, come together to create beautiful bunches of flowers. These are then sent out, bringing joy and beauty to homes and businesses across the city. We say at the Beautiful Bunch that we have flowers that feel good twice. Because when you purchase from us, you are helping our team to provide the skills and support that take young women from no or very little work experience in this country to finding employment in hospitals, in hospitality, in government departments, software development, working in events, and even studying and working at our universities. Importantly, not only is the work that we do here life-changing for our trainees, but it is sustainable. We are one of the very few social enterprises who can proudly say that over 80% of our revenue comes through trade. We teach our young women the importance of financial autonomy and independence and how that can enable you to create a life of your own volition. And so we, as an organization, also live by that principle. When we do ask for funding, it's not to fund the core work that we do, but it is to support the testing of new projects and the expansion of our social enterprise. So we are here today to ask for funds to help us to expand into event floristry. We receive on average 2 to 3 inquiries per day to do event florals. And as Victoria's only social enterprise florist operating on this scale, event floristry is a huge untapped market for us. It's something we believe would enable us to double our current intake from 12 positions a year to 24 and even more beyond that. When I applied for my first job, it was something that I felt that I needed, an income, a way out, a path to independence. So I walked into this bar and the manager, Big Mick, glanced at my empty resume and then looked up at this headstrong, young, determined girl. And he said something that I will never forget. He said, against my better judgment, I'm going to say yes. And the reason I'm telling you this is because the essence of what we do at the Beautiful Bunch is we say yes against a society and a system that can feel like a tidal wave of no. And if you think about where you are in your life, you probably have a handful of people who also said yes to you, who gave you the opportunities to get to where you are today, and who saw potential in you even when you couldn't see it in yourself. So please help us say yes to more young women, to be a crucial, much-needed launchpad into the world of meaningful work, so that they can bring to life their very big dreams and maybe even end up on a stage like this one someday. Thank you.